Up, guys. So the outlook for today, we'll keep it pretty simple. Don't have a lot of structure to work with on EU, so I will start with EU as GU is definitely more so my preferred pair coming into today. All right, so positioning in the market at the minute, obviously we've had that inducement which lines up with that mitigation on GU. It has more or less mitigated that area. Hasn't quite touched it, but it's virtually mitigated that area, and we're starting to get that sell off now. With this demand here failing to come up and break any significant highs and really just pushing us to get that inducement of these points here. And now we're starting to get that sell-off, not expecting this demand area to be able to hold. What we've done out of that demand area now, we've done a 15-minute two leg, which has also pushed us up to take this liquidity, which is a demand to supply area, and also retest of that internal break there. So I'm looking to just keep following with the bearish structure cycle. We have just taken a little bit of a medium inducement here, being a supply to demand area that sits outside of the Asia range. It's nothing too significant. I don't expect, honestly, too much of a reaction from it. Ideally, what I would like to see from this area is if it can push price up here. We've got our demand to supply that sits here. If we can get the inducement of that, I'm happy to sell down from there. That's really my next sell point is the inducement of this area. If we can generate some good liquidity between here and the mitigation of that supply area, ideally in the form of, some sort of like retest. If we could get something like that, come up and induce that into it, I'm happy to sell from there, or the inducement of that area. Like I said, the other side, if this point here does drive us up further, we've got a really nice high just here that we can sell off as well. Won't be too concerned at this point if we come up and take that. I'd rather see us take that. So, yeah, really looking for sells off here, sells off of here, or sells off here. It's my main sort of 3 points. In terms of buys, I'm not really keen on buying EU until we start to develop some really nice 15-minute structure to show me that this is going to hold, or until we've at least come down and taken out this area, as I'm not interested in buying off of the back of that demand area there. So we'll see what that shapes up to be. So yeah, like I said, just sells on EU. G is more or less the same, but G is way, way cleaner. So obviously we've got the mitigation of that extreme leg there, starting to now work our way down with really nice bearish order flow. We have now just mitigated late last night at the New York close, the mitigation of this 2 hour supply. We've induced really nicely into it, and this point obviously took liquidity as well and is a demand to supply area. Since mitigating that point, we've just completely started to melt off. We did have a medium inducement here, but it's completely disregarded it. So given that it's just melting through where it is now. There's no liquidity inside of this leg. We are following with this structure cycle. I am treating this high here as retest as well. Got that liquidity generated underneath of us. So what I'll be looking for is to come down, mitigate this whole supply area, so mitigate that whole demand area, and then sell through it. So we're going to need to develop some structure. If we can get something like, yeah, take it this high here, come down, mitigate, pull up, induce this, potentially mitigate that area there, or get, inside of that range there. That'd be great. Then look to sell down through, or if we can just develop something directly inside this point, we'll see what that wants to do. But either way, long story short, I am looking for sells through this area. You can refine it to that point there as well. I've just got a higher time frame point marked out. In terms of buyers on GU, this area here is more or less going to be confirmed as a smart money trap when we break that low. So really, same sort of story as EU. I'm not keen on trying to buy until we get through that area there. If GU wants to come all the way up as well, that is a medium inducement at that high too. So it can obviously take that and sell off from there. So we'll see what it wants to do. Need to develop some price action, but we are looking to be good for London today. Just maybe a bit of a later London setup.